Hey guys, I was doing a bit of work in the garden this evening. Got about halfway through cleaning out the waste bins for the rabbits, quails. Figured I'd take a minute, show you how to do that. Also fill my compost bins and control flies during the summertime. So they all, one kind of ties into the other. And we'll take a look at that real quick. Got my chicken pen set up back here. Got some breeding pens. Got all the breeds separated. Got about 4 breeds right now. New for this year is the dedicated garden for chicken feed. Got some soybeans in the ground. I'm gonna let the chickens forage on. Just planted yesterday. And what I have is 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 5 rows, so I'll do soybeans, same soybeans I'm planting on my food plot, so I want to see how they progress. So I always plant some in my house to keep track of that. And I'll do milo, millet, and then maybe some corn later in the summer into the fall. Kind of give the chickens something to feed on. Also have my my second garden going here. I usually do corn, maybe some cherry tomatoes, and then black-eyed peas or some kind of pea or something in this garden here. So let's go down to the main garden here, and we'll start taking a look at how I got my compost bin set up and cleaning out the animal bins. Okay, inside the garden, you can see we've got the breeder rabbits on top. Underneath them is a angled piece of tin going across, and what that does is it allows the manure to drop down into the bins that I have below. I usually once a week. Now you see I got quite a few bunnies down there at the bottom. Almost time to process. I got some more in the middle, pen at the top. Usually this time of year, at least once a week, I'll come out and I'll clean the pens. And what that entails is basically just cleaning all the litter out of the bottom here, out of those bottom bins, and putting hay in those. And that actually helps get the moisture out. And that's what flies are attracted to. They like that, you know, the moist dung or droppings or crap, whatever you want to call it. But keeping that hay on there, it really helps to help keep the flies down. I don't know if you can kind of see in there. I usually put hay, and then during the week I'll give the bunnies hay. Same thing with the quails; they'll run through it, and it actually layers those droppings, so it's not just raw droppings out in the air. And you can see you'll see a couple flies buzzing around here, but it is not bad at all. And I do that throughout the summer. Well, I do it year round, but mainly through the summer. I make sure I definitely keep up with that on a weekly basis. And what I do is just take it out and I dump it in my compost bins, which are here to the right, also in my garden. So take a closer look at that real quick. So I got here my 3-bin compost bin that I built last year. Usually what I do is one of the bins is always active, and I usually try to keep one bin empty, and that way I can move. And you can see I'm halfway through moving the bin all the way to the left. I'm actually moving it, turning it to the middle bin that aerates it. I usually try to do that at least once a week. If I can do it twice a week, I can finish a batch of compost in probably 2 weeks. If I'm able to do that twice a week. And then the bin on the end is where I keep the finished compost. I'm going to look at that real quick. And it might be a little hard to see, but it is finished compost. It's been drying for quite a few weeks. And this is my I call it my fall batch and my summer batch. This is everything from my fall garden that sat here over the winter, so it's cleaned out. I have the screen here that I use. I just sift through it over a wheelbarrow, then it goes directly into my my raised beds. So you see what I got here is the droppings mixed with the hay. So you got your green and your brown. Now just go ahead and spread that into the compost. And just keep doing that until the bins are full. And I'll put a nice layer like this of the droppings. I have a few big grass bushes around the house, and I trimmed those after the winter time, and it's basically straw. So you see it helps get air in the compost. So I'll break that up and help, if it's too moist, I'll break that up and it'll help dry the pile out somewhat. And that's it. So I mentioned I got about halfway through this process, and figured it might be interesting for people to see. But you can see here my bins, modular, easily in and out. So when it comes time to turn it, makes it real easy to turn it. I'll let the chickens in here when the plants are big enough, which they are big enough now. So I'll let the chickens and the ducks out, and I just basically put a layer of the compost, which you see this is really broken down really good. I'll put that over the layer of droppings. Make sure it's moist. I'll finish filling up the bins, and then what I'll do is take the feed bags when I'm done. I'll cover this bin here, and that helps to keep the flies out. But keeping that litter with the hay on it really helps keep the flies down, and also picking it up at least once a week. And getting it in this compost bin covered. That's really the key to keeping the flies down. Okay, I've got all the barrels cleaned out now. I keep a barrel of hay to feed to the rabbits, and also help cover the droppings at the bottom. So now the barrels are clean, I'll go through and put a layer at the bottom. All the pens have hay in them already, so this will help to draw the moisture out. I also have in the barrels themselves, I have holes drilled in the barrel to help the rainwater drain. You can see in the back of the garden I've got the chicken pen set up. It's breeding pens. I have a kind of a healing station. You can see there on the side. If any chicks get kind of beat up or not feeling too good, I'll put those in there, kind of let them get to feeling better away from the rest of the flock. You can see in there I keep a nice amount of wood shavings. Again, same as in the rabbit and the quail barrels. It helps keep that moisture out, keeps the fly. I mean, you can see there's no flies in there flying around. And it's hot. It's getting I think it's close to 90 today. It's been raining all last week, So it's the perfect condition for flies, and as you can see, you don't see much of any flying around. So there you have it. You can see the egg boxes on the ends there. I'm still in the progress of this, so. But there you have it. That's my setup. That's how I handle the compost and the droppings and the flies. That goes back into the garden, which in turn the cuttings feed the rabbits and the chickens as well. And all works together pretty good. Okay, so got the bin cleaned out. Everything's in. See, I just take these old feed bags, and as they get too worn, which this one's just about to that stage, I just tear them up and throw them in the compost too. All part of the process. So cover that up. Added layer to keep the flies out. And I put a couple boards on top. Help keep it down. And that's it. Hope it helps.